got an email from one of my fill-up friends requesting me to make this video. It's all related to my content creation and my workflow process, the gear I use, all of it. So if that's not something you're interested in, just come back tomorrow for your regular scheduled entertainment. It's Thursday, January 26th, and it's a good day to be alive. First question, what camera gear do you use to make your content, and what's your philosophy on camera equipment? So I have three cameras, the Canon G7X. I typically always have this camera on me or it's in the glove compartment of my car. The GoPro. If you watched my Hawaii vlogs, they pretty much were all shot on this. Whether I was sailing or snorkeling, I used the GoPro. Last, but definitely not least, is this camera. This is my main camera. It's the Canon ADD. I know it sounds like I'm saying ADD, like attention deficit. I don't really care for the last word, but I'm not. I'm actually saying Canon 80D. It's a stupid name. Now, when I travel, I typically use the G7X or the GoPro, because the file sizes on this camera is rather large, and when I edit and upload my videos while traveling, I'm typically using like coffee shop Wi-Fi, and again, due to the nature of the file sizes, it just takes longer to do. I need to find a workaround, but the smaller the file size, the easier the upload. My philosophy when it comes to camera gear is simple. Do what you can, where you are, with what you have. When I immigrated to America, I bought my first iPhone. It was an iPhone 5S. I got it off Craigslist from a dude who sold it to me when it had a cracked screen. But the camera worked fine, and that is how I started my content creation journey. I think the gear you're using has to match the story you're telling on the platform you're using. What settings do you use on your camera? Straight out of the box, factory settings. Like, I shoot in full automatic. The only thing I understand about my camera is where the record button is. That's all I need. I really like your storytelling. Why don't you go to film school and become a traditional filmmaker? That sounds like a step in the opposite direction of what I would want to take. I don't know what it entails to be a traditional filmmaker, but I really like making videos for a specific audience. It feels good knowing that there are people in the world who want to hear what I have to say. Plus, YouTube feels way more personal than going to the movies. Not to mention, I end up meeting a lot of my subscribers, and it's great knowing that when I travel to a place that I've never been before, and I post on social and I ask, hey, is there anyone in the area who'd like to do a meetup? And more often than not, someone says, yes, I'm around. I'd like to grab a coffee. Like, that feels great. Fun fact, about 80% of my current social circle has come directly into my life as a direct result of YouTube. I'll give you an example. My gym buddy, my previous employer, my current business partner, my immigration attorney, everyone who helped me build my van, not to mention, when I did eventually plan on transitioning out of van life, the person who helped me find this apartment listing was a subscriber of mine. I don't think that my experience of content creation would be comparable had I gone to film school, like had I taken the traditional route. And besides, what I'm building today is a way to finance my life's ambitions. And I don't necessarily see how film school is aligned with that. I am working on becoming a better storyteller, and YouTube is an excellent platform to build that skill. What editing software do you use for your videos? I started with free software, iMovie. I now use Final Cut Pro to edit all of my videos. How did you learn to edit so well? In order to learn, I used YouTube as a reference. To be quite blunt, there's no substitute for experience. If you want to get better, you're going to have to practice, and you're going to have to sit down and start editing for hours and hours and hours and hours. Also, editing is only part of the process. Like, there is so much that goes into a video that you don't see. Not to mention, making content for an online audience is more of a game of mental endurance. I took 35 videos for my entire channel to cross 100 views. Put another way, the net result of me uploading 35 videos was 100 views. There were weeks that went by that when my videos didn't receive any views. And that takes a toll on you, especially in the beginning when I was sitting alone in my apartment editing dozens of videos before my channel was even seen. You have to truly love content creation to stick with it long term. Like, I have a community of people today who watch me pursue my passions, and I'm very grateful for that. And my channel has totaled hundreds of thousands of views, but that would never have happened unless I edited for hundreds of hours alone in the dark. Like, there's so much truth to that saying, that to perform in front of thousands, you have to outperform thousands in front of no one. Why do you create content? Are you naturally inclined, or are you doing it for the money? My videos aren't monetized. I've applied several times. I meet all the minimum requirements. I'm sure it'll happen sometime in the future, but the only money I earn through my channel is as a result of the Fill Up Friends feature. So the question therefore is, why do I create content? I think the reason is definitely twofold. Number one, I would say I am, what word did you use? Naturally inclined. I definitely think I'm naturally inclined to be a creative individual. I mean, that's part of who I am. And secondly, I think creativity is a beneficial skill for life itself. I mean, it allows you to think outside of the box. And I learned this very early on, that the conceptual framework that makes up the rules for life, that has been made up by regular people no smarter than you and I. And who's to say that what is good for one person is simultaneously good for my life? I don't think that's the case. And I think creativity allows you to recognize that and gives you the courage to pursue that change you want for your own life. I want to create a life on my own terms, free from any restrictions. There is this quote that goes, "The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you." Well, nobody will tell me who I am. I write my own story. I mean, what's the point of having free will if you're not going to choose how to live? What's the point of having dreams without thinking you can achieve them? The world isn't going to give you the life you want. And I realize the only way I'm going to get it is if I go out there and create it. I want to be someone who represents that possibility. So I share and document the pursuit of me creating the life I want, like the whole story, the unpolished version, the ups and the downs. I share it so that others realize that you can escape the ordinary, that you can live a life on your own terms, but it's going to require a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifice, that your new life is going to cost you everything in your old one. But then, that life you live in your head, you get a chance, one chance, to make that life your reality. Worth it. Like, what life do you want? Just decide, and then go on and create it.